Thank you for staying with us. You're still watching The Breakfast on Plus TV Africa. Labour Party suspends 6 members for anti-party activities. The Labour Party has indefinitely suspended 6 prominent members, including Abia State Governor Alex Otti and Senators Darlington, Nwokocha and Ireti Kingibe, over alleged anti-party activities. Other affected members are Victor Afam Ogene, Amobi Ogah and Seyi Sowumi. The National Executive Council announced the decision based on the recommendations of a disciplinary committee set up on May 2nd, 2025. The party's National Secretary, Umar Farouk Ibrahim, stated that the suspension bars the individuals from participating in any Labour Party activities effective immediately. The disciplinary committee, led by Deputy National Chairman Dr. Ayo Olorunfemi, had submitted its findings to the party's leadership, which were ratified after deliberation. Additionally, the party clarified that Nenadi Usman, accused of corruption allegations, is not a registered member but a supporter of its 2023 presidential candidate. Reaffirming its independence, the Labour Party declared it would not join any coalition or mergers ahead of the 2027 general elections. The party emphasizes its intention to contest the election as a standalone entity, dismissing further discussions on political alliances. Joining us to have a conversation on this morning is Shola Omolayo. He's a public affairs analyst. Good morning, sir. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, Nigerians. And thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. So I think, first question, what's your thoughts on this suspension of 6 members anti-party activities, even though, you know, there are people who have done it? For instance, Nyesom Wike, many people will say he's done anti-party activities, but he's still in the PDP. But here we're seeing Labour Party rise up and say, no, we're not going to take this, so we're going to suspend you. Your comments, please.
This is the first time I will see a chairman of political party that has existed for a period of time acting in this manner, like they are working on a script that is written by some individual or group of people who are having a target. I mean, it's so ridiculous to have this kind of a development for a strong political party that has been there and has shown some strength in time. It's unfortunate. Looking at it from the old, I think I will just let the system know that it's a disgrace to that institution, the institution of the Labour political party themselves, to have come up with such a show of this is not even gangsterism. It's just a show of somebody who knows nothing about a political organization in preparing for a future where you are having a deadline of 2026, coming 2027, and you are having this kind of a display of art. It just shows that there's nothing any person should expect of this.
But I'm sure there are, reasons why, of course, they had to suspend them. In fact, so one of the statements read, recalled that last Friday, 2nd of May 2025, the National Executive Committee set up a 5-man disciplinary committee headed by the Deputy National Chairman, and of course, they've suspended these people. But in this case, right, seeing them rise up, to the challenge, like I already earlier stated, with PDP, these things happen. APC, that's the reason why you see the crossover every single time. And right now, Delta State, that was a very prominent PDP state, is now APC because of these little anti-party activities that festers, and before you know it, you see the defection. With this, wouldn't you say that maybe for the first time you're seeing political parties become strict? And isn't that what we should be looking at in Nigeria?
How strict would you be to throw your point player? How strict would you be to throw your point player off the field? How do you do that? Like you're throwing your pilot off the air. How do you do that? How do you do that? Like you're throwing the ship sailor out of your ship. How do you do that? These are appointments that you need.
But
Look, my brother, my sister.
Yeah, but this is a suspension, right? I'm sorry for cutting you short, but this is a suspension. So it's not outrightly throwing them, because with every disciplinary committee, if you're found wanting, then there needs to be actions. So it's not outrightly throwing their pilots out of the aircraft.
Here we are having a house that is trying to put themselves in order. Do you know what Labour Party is all about? Do you know the antecedent of this institution? Africa has a culture. Stop borrowing a culture that you cannot manage. We have a system. The black man has a system. Once you put someone on the show of shame, and you say you are just trying to discipline such a person. What do you think of that? We have a way of life. How do you do that? You're going as far as putting your pointsman to a public show. The big parties are not even trying to do that. They are not. Even everybody is shouting discipline. You know what political institution is all about? This party is built by men, the likes of Mimiko, the likes of Fayoshe, the likes of the past Pat Utomi. You put to consideration what you're about to do, where they will make a jest of you in the field of play. We don't know, brother. The the point man of Chelsea may be 4, and his junior brother, who is playing 9 in Arsenal, he wouldn't care to mark him, to put him offline, not to score goals. That their family on the field of play does not negate the position everybody is holding. Either you are playing Barca, Arsenal, or you are playing Chelsea, Manchester. You just must understand the rule of the game and know how to build your in wall than exposing yourself. We are talking of a show that we are beaming towards 2026. I want to believe there's a script that someone is writing somewhere and some group of people are executing this act. What are we saying? Suspension? Haba. Who does that? Who does that? Will I say because my child has offended me, I want to discipline him and I lock him out by 12 or 1 o'clock in the night, or because I want to discipline him, that he doesn't change the fact that he's my son? It doesn't change the fact that I'm going to pay his school fees. I just want to show him that what he has done is wrong. He should stay out for 3 hours, and I push him out by 12 o'clock in the night. Do you know the political game they are playing now? They are running a show of 12 o'clock in the night. And you are doing this to your political institution. Come on, this party is gone. I told you. When I discussed this some time ago, when they started this thing, I said, Labour Party, they are gone. They are just a once. You see, some parties are meant to build popularity. Mimiko used Labour Party to build popularity. He had his way. Fayoshe used Labour Party to build his popularity to sustain himself. He has his way. Pat Utomi also with a stinker, rumor or not, which he ought to have been a presidential candidate of that party, or somehow political discussion that we might come to discuss in the future, but cut off and bring in Peter Obi I think is a place of advert. I want to see Labour Party as a place of advert. Why do you do such a thing at this dead hour of the night when there is scouting of missing soul? You are suspending your hitmen. Let's see what the future holds for them.
So clearly, Labour Party has a lot of cracks, within themselves. And one thing that we've always said is ensuring that each party put their house in order. Now, I know even right off the bat from the from the presidential election that happened. They started having issues. You're seeing different factions. Arabambi saying something, Abure saying something else. There's just been a whole lot. But if you were to comment on that, the leadership disputes in Labour Party, how do you think they need to galvanize themselves to ensure that everything is sorted, especially if they want to come as a strong opposition come 2027?
Do you know party operation is very, very expensive? Not even now. Not even now. If I'll be honest with you, by this act, they can't get it right again. Go and write it down. They are gone. Yeah, they are gone. Such a mistake happened some years back and they lost it. Not even when they could not get themselves together after the presidential election. You don't understand this game, my sister. Politics at the local level is different from studying political science in the university. This is the main show. Oshodi market is different from all of this supermarket. When you get to Oshodi market or my 12, you will see it raw. And you must be that kind of a person. You don't speak English at my 12. You must price. If you are not ready to price, you will buy supermarket inside my 12. You can buy supermarket inside Oshodi market or Balogun. But that is the game of politics. You must know the game. You must be raw. You must understand how to negotiate. The pricing must be there. So with this that Labour Party has done, they missed it big time. Nobody's going to come. I don't think there is no big person with the calculator that is on board, the chief calculator in Abuja. We close his eye and allow one big man to come into that place. When I mean big man, I'm not talking of the big man of flesh of cash, who we say has that knowledge and he wants to invest. You should have made do with what you have internally. You should have covered your shame. You should have spoken to your people to save your ass, and you're coming out to dig out what a lot of people already know of you. Like I keep saying, somebody is following a script. I'm telling you, somebody is following a script.
So how do you think they need to galvanize themselves? Because come 2027, I'm sure they still want to position themselves as an opposition party, especially with the fact that people need options. And if they want to have that chance, I mean, if we look at the race closely with the 2023 general elections, the top four parties, there are so many political parties in Nigeria, but the top four parties were, APC, PDP, Labour Party, and NNPP, and Labour Party was very close in the race. So if they want to change that, come 2027, whereby they're not just the third, maybe they win or even be second, whatever the case might be. I'm sure everybody's going in there thinking that, of course, I can win this election. What do you want to be seeing right now with that political party? Without saying it's gone, I mean, for you, maybe you might have given hope, but just in case there is a glimmer of hope there and they can change things, what do we need to see?
I want to believe that if everyone can come together and have a forgiving spirit, either right or wrong, let go of the past, forgive one another, and let that gun in the house, that big man in the house, whom we are not seeing or looking at, can apologize to say, let's do this together. And Aburi, as a person, needs to be questioned on which side is he operating from. And if the soul, because the soul, I'll be honest with you, that you like it or not, the soul of labor as sort of today, 12 o'clock midnight political grammar that I think I understand and I better knowledge from. If they can call Abure is not the only one standing. If he can confess to the fact of his own cohort, his machine that is operating with, if they can call them to order, and Abure is willing to let go and allow the gun to go, the bullet that is going to be fired to go to the right target, then they will have a headway. But as long as Abure is holding forth and is willing as is continue to work in this act, the spirit is working with, that I don't know, but I can tell you for sure that there is a script somewhere that somebody is working with. That's when Labour Party will have a future for now.
So one other thing that was being said was the fact that they're going to stand alone as a political party. In the recent weeks, we've heard wind of a coalition, having to join forces, form a coalition that can now, oust the current President Tinubu, from office, right? So what do you think of this idea? I mean, we've seen coalitions be formed. In fact, I think APC was in a way formed through that, right? So we've seen that happen, whereby a coalition is formed, they give the people an alternative, they give the people what they want, so it may seem, and then they oust the ruling party. With Labour Party saying that, what, we're just going to be a standalone party, we're not going to join anybody, that decision is final, and whatnot. What do you think their chances, especially with the crisis that we're seeing right now, what do you think their chances are come 2027? And is it something that they need to look into to be able to say, what, if we want to get the result that we want, then we just need to join forces?
Joining forces with Labour Party, I don't think is the best thing for them to do. They are taking a decision, and I think if they can stand by that decision, it would help them in a way by going local in the sense that let them go down to their zones and their constituency. Somebody could just flag up that presidential flag, but nothing is going to come out of it. So straightforward. And I would say to you that they could go the locals by looking on how they can get a slot in the state assembly, if they can still retain the governorship, if they are not messing things up themselves, with the way I'm looking at things, if they can still hold on to that one state and really work it out and keep it at that state level and get some members of the state House of Assembly or Rep, I can tell you for free that they will still be in the forefront of the leadership in political organization of this country. Anything outside of that, they are going to miss it out. I think it's good for them to go back home. Fight local, work with local. Because if they say they want to work with the presidential, look forward to become something in the presidential conduct, I'm not forget it. Calculator done the house, and it's really working things out, getting results. Because the end block vote that they would have worked with, based on what the Labour Party is to us, we should not deceive ourselves. We know who are these political parties and where they all fought. The block vote that they would have counted from, they have lost it. That is a South-South vote, because the South-South have been entered into. The calculator have entered into the South-South vote, and the South-South vote taking away the organic support of one of the stronghold that has never been broken for many years. These are areas I want us to look into. Yes, even if they enter those areas, there's less they could do, but I will be honest, with my own elementary knowledge, I don't know that much. I know go school, I can keep saying, but I can tell you for free, if they go local and maintain the status of holding to one state, probably they can have one more state if they are so honest to themselves and keep their destiny in there and watch it very well internally. And I believe they could move on and they could sustain the float for days ahead.
So what you're saying basically is they need to grow, because Labour Party is fairly a new party, and we would say that they got their wave, obviously, with the last election, Peter Obi being the face of the party and the presidential candidate. So in a way, it's fairly new, and maybe they don't even have the public trust as much, even though a lot of young people decided that, this is the party that we want to support. So from what you're saying now, are you saying that they need to just maybe I would put their house in order for sure, but still play small, still try and see how they can win more seats and more more governorship candidates, so they don't have to be so ambitious to think of coming to rule Nigeria?
I trust your grammar. You are very right. That's all I've been saying. That's just it. I see people forget something. Peter Obi was never a face. It was the youth that made Peter Obi and Labour Party. The young ones. The new mindset of building Nigeria. Peter Obi is just an opportunist of the young ones who want to change Nigeria. Because it's not he himself is not too different from these guys we are talking about. We are missing the point. It is the mind of the people. The mind of the youth is a political institution that they are working with. At a time we are coming like this, we give honor to this group of individuals that play no better role. We forget the youth that fought this battle. The anger of the NSAS was the instrument that brought these guys together. Don't forget the mission. So bringing somebody's name to act on this young institution that invested so much, it's not fair. So Peter Obi, you call him a face? No, I call the youth who lost hope, who felt that they lost so much as the face of the change that Labour Party and Obi were just an opportunist of.
All right, so someone said Valentine. Yeah, so Valentine Ozigbo, made a statement. He's of the All Progressive Congress, the governorship aspirant for Anambra State, but he made a statement about Peter Obi saying he didn't think he handled the crisis in Labour Party well. Do you have the same sentiments, and what do you think could have been done to handle the crisis that we're seeing right now?
You see, I don't want to discuss Peter Obi. It will seem so sentimental to some individual who are die-hearted Obidanti, who don't understand the lyrics of political practice in this part of the world. Peter Obi was in Abia. He dressed up. He jumped them. Do you know Abia would have been a strong political party in this country? You might call it the Eastern political institution. You call it any name, doesn't make any difference. But Abia would have been a strong party if the likes of Peter Obi, those who benefited from that party, have not dumped that party and let it go afloat, if not for somebody who is trying to push up something. He came into PDP. What did he do? When he got the privilege to work over some certain things, he dumped it again. At the deadly hour, at the peak hour of PDP. That game, Momo, if we explain now, we go tire. It deep gone. Coming to Labour Party. Let me tell you, if Peter Obi had won that election, like people are just shouting, they rig him, he wouldn't have been sworn in. Because for you to have a ticket in that kind of a ticket, you must have stayed 1 year in that party. 1 good year is a constitution. At the time when I say calculator, no waiting they do, when I know here. When I know the year, if that guy had won that election, calculator would have minus him. I tell you, he would have noticed, he would have missed it, because he didn't spend 1 year before they gave him the ticket. And you think the group of the calculators, they just put their hand in word. I say political science for university is different from Oshodi market business. So forget it. I don't like it.
So moving.
If he cannot, he has not been able to keep all the political institutions that have uplifted him right. He has not been honest with them. So if he's doing this in Labour Party, it's no different.
So moving forward now, what are the changes that you would love to see with our political climb, with our political space in Nigeria? Because like I said, it's not even just Labour Party that have issues, PDP, NNPP. There's always one crisis, one crack or the other within their own little party that they have. So what would you like to see, especially because 2027 is around the corner? We're saying yes, the middle of 2025, but before you know it, a lot of campaigns will be going out. Everybody's keep bringing out their manifesto, saying what they think the people need to hear, making promises that most times is never going to be fulfilled in the future. But if we're saying that we want Nigeria to be better, we want our political parties to be strong enough, what are the changes that you would love to see? Maybe starting with Labour Party, but let's cap it up with the political space in Nigeria as a whole.
Yeah, for me and you, if you choose to believe 2027 is gone, if you look at the political institution, those that play the game, they are not talking 2027 again, because 2027 is a swearing in already. The game, for me, political game starts in August 2025, and the rice and beans will be ready by 2026, and they will present it to the table by 2027 for those who would love to come and eat. Some will be faster to take the egg first. Some will take the fish. Some will eat more.
Mr. Shola.
And together we share the game. The political institution. I'm not even talking to 27 again. That one, as I go to it don't go. Now it's 30-31 or 30-30. You will not believe it. When you guys are sleeping, these guys are not sleeping. They're waking up. You are charging 2027. I'm still telling you, the game has started, and the full game start by August. Go and write it down. You understand it? You've never seen cross carpeting. You will see the full. Anyway, they don't even cross finish. Now, for me, the level of poverty we have in this country is so painful that the poverty that we are shouting of is not the poverty of the belly. Yes, there's hunger there everywhere. Majek Pashek sang this song. Late Majek Pashek say he saw beggar in New York. Majek Pashek in New York City. Majek in Zion. You understand it? Poor people are there. They are everywhere. There are beggars everywhere. But the greatest problem of our people, the young man, with due respect, is the poverty of the mind, which is the hunger of the mind. We are so poor, not knowing what we really want in our head. We don't hunger for what we build the tomorrow. For me, it's so painful that in the days of old that I know as a young boy, the elders look forward to the young ones to ask what is going on, what is the future like. But today, it's even the young ones are asking the elders. It's wrong, you understand? Check the people that are in power today. From the days of Awolowo, they've been following. Most of them are 15, 16. Me, when I talk to you now, I started building interest in the political, even when I no go school. You don't want to hear my story. But I love politics. I love the game. By the grace of God, I chose interest in the political growth of this nation. Ask the young one, a degree older, about local politics. Look at what will be coming out of their mouth. Put them together. A degree older, first class degree older than you talk, or somebody who is even having 2 to 3 degrees. They go to be shouting on tellers to pay them their money. But ask them, what do you think about the political institution of this country? The first thing you are going to hear from their mouth, a graduate will open his mouth, will tell you that, oh boy, I beg, my problem is make I just get money, make a jack, but not be waiting in my head with that. Can you imagine? Forgetting that the policy of your country determines the destiny of your life, either you like it or not. It's like the prophecy of God to your life. The next is the government, the system. If you don't think about the system every day, you will just discover that you are going round the clock thinking that it is witches and wizards that is disturbing you, not knowing that it's the system that you not for that is disturbing you. That's why you find more people in Orioke and in all kinds of night vigil. The time they spend on night vigil, it is use that time in studying the system of the country. Then we can begin to have a better way. You see, again, you are shouting 2027, no matter the noise and the preaching, people will collect money. They will tell you, make I collect what I go collect now, because if they reach there,
from what you're saying, from what you're saying, of course, the onus lies on us because we're the ones who are voting these people in, right? So it's important that we even change our mindset to be able to vote the right kind of leaders. But I hope that the crop of the leaders that we even have before we make our selection are good transformation leaders that have the heart of the people, have the heart of the country as a whole, to want to see it progress. So come 2027, we're still hopeful. We hope that Labour Party, PDP, APC, NMPP, each political party that we have in Nigeria, put their houses in order and ensure that they give us the best crop come 2027. Shola, I want to say thank you so much for coming. It's always a pleasure having you on our program. Thank you for your time this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Nigeria.
Yes, sir.
We will have a better day, either we like it or not. Good morning.
Yes.
God bless you.
All right, so we're speaking with Shola Omolayo, he's a public affairs analyst, and we're just looking at the fact that Labour Party has suspended 6 party members for anti-party activities. This is how much you can take on the show today. Thank you so much for having the breakfast with me. My name is Rome Paulson. I'll see you again tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. Good morning.